What's happening, people? This is what you need in the building. Hold on a second. Okay, got All right. What you need in the building, what's happening, people? And we're going to discuss weekend fights and the best fight of the weekend. Yeah. This weekend actually had one really good fight. And I would like to hear your point of view on which fight you thought was the best fight of the weekend. I certainly thought there was a certain fight that was the best fight of the weekend. Um, and I also want to get your views on uh, what do you think of uh, a series of other things that happened over the weekend, which we'll talk about. So, over the weekend, Daniel Dubois, he faced for me, an unknown named person. Never heard of the guy. I watched the fight. Didn't see anything new or different or amazing that Dubois did. He basically did what Dubois does and conducted himself in that manner. And so, for me personally, I thought that I didn't see anything new. Okay. If you want to join in as a guest, just click the link that's at the top of this video. But we're gonna go through the weekend fights. I'm gonna go through the weekend fights. Um, excuse me. I'm eating a late breakfast. Okay. Okay. Mm. So Daniel Dubois stops his opponent like he should, not caliber of opponent. Um, was I impressed with his performance? I mean, he looked like Daniel Dubois. Nothing new. I didn't see any new wrinkles. I didn't see anything new from him. I saw the usual Daniel Dubois. Power hand, stick, stay behind the jab, do his thing. So what we do know is the standard that he had before, he still has that. Does that mean he would beat a Joe Joyce? No. Definitely won't beat Joe Joyce. But the standard he has before, he still has it. Didn't see anything new from him. All right. Other boxing news. On the Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight, on that card, the two other fights I watched, I was Battle Jack versus an unknown, undefeated Venezuelan fighter. Jack stopped that guy. The guy started to use tactics like Logan Paul did. He tried to clinch up, um, smother, and he tried to use his distance mostly. Badu cut down the distance, Hit him first with a body shot that dropped him. And a little bit later on, followed with another body shot that dropped him. And the fight was stopped. Guy was tired. Um, is what it is. Must say I didn't pay for either of these things that I watched. I watched them after the fact. And there was one smidgen of light in the middle of the darkness. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. It was a fight in which Logan Paul can always tell his children, his grandchildren, his children's children. He shared the ring with one of the greatest boxers of all time and the best boxer ever. In an exhibition, he actually went the distance with it. And that was quite amazing given he only had 2 professional fights and 1 amateur fight in boxing. That's somewhat amazing. I personally thought Floyd would stop him. But what I saw was an older Floyd. Still sharp, still quick. Now I noticed when Floyd got to the inside, he wasn't as busy as he should have been. Should have been throwing off 2-punch or at least 3-punch combination really fast before he get tied up. All right, everything seemed to be there. Still seemed to hesitate at times to walk, get past Logan's jab in his right hand and throw something. He would get to the inside, get tied up by Logan. Logan, obviously, excellent grappler. And that really worked. That was a really key ingredient in this fight that kept Logan in the fight. He knew to grapple, and he knew how to use weight and size, press down his weight and size on Floyd. I give him credit for that. Because he was more surviving Logan, that is, than he was doing anything. Floyd started walking him down, hitting him with shots, kind of like what he did with Conor McGregor late in the fight. They also missed a lot of shots. Logan, to his credit, dipped sometimes out of the way of some of the shots. Dipped down. Smart on him. Logan never hurt Floyd with anything. Floyd did hurt Logan to the body a couple times, but was never able to capitalize on. So the fight ended up a stalemate, or what we call a draw. There were no judges. The only way somebody could definitively win was by stopping the other guy. That didn't happen. Which disappointed some people. But for me, I thought he was going to stop him. But given the situation of the fight, I'm glad I didn't pay for it. And I'm glad also I didn't watch it. Well, it is exciting to see a little 155-pounder, 44-year-old, walked down for 7 rounds, a much bigger, stronger guy than himself. So that was pretty amazing. But on Logan's side of the fence, extraordinarily amazing that he was able to last that long, even though he was significantly smaller than them. He knew what to do. Slide in, tie the guy up. He knew how to tie up Floyd. I gotta give him credit for that. Nothing else he did was effective except for the clinching. And the referee allowed it, so fair game. If this was a points fight, the fight would have gone to a unanimous decision win. Floyd, if this was a 12-rounder, Floyd probably would have stopped Logan like he did Conor McGregor. Probably somewhere around 9th, 10th, I think you just stopped. For Logan, ran out of steam somewhere around the 5th, 6th round. And Floyd took pretty much 7 rounds. But I think Logan did very well. You know? So there was that fight. I think Logan pretty much did what we did not expect. Make the distance. Nobody thought he was going to make it. But he did. So the 3 years worth of training did him well. He can survive in a boxing. At least against somebody significantly smaller. Hopefully, he learns the tricks that Floyd has shown him inside of there. Go and work on those things. Hopefully. Well, it was fun. Especially if you didn't pay for it. But for me, the best fight of the weekend wasn't that. But it was Luis the Cuba Arias versus Jarrett Hurd. It was action-packed, exciting. Both fighters were getting hit. And Luis the Cuba Arias had tenacity from round 1 to the final bell. Excellent performance by him. Pushing back Jarrett Hurd. Jarrett was the heavier puncher, but Luis Arias was just so relentless and determined and used his skill. He kind of somewhat elusive. Not to say Hurd didn't roll some punches. Jarrett Hurd repeatedly got caught with the overhand right. Repeatedly. Never made an adjustment to it. His trainer was advocating for him to box. All Jarrett Hurd would do was bang. Him fight. And Luis Arias was a better amateur fighter than Jarrett Hurd. So it wasn't surprising to me. Luis Arias actually won that fight. Action packed, To and fro. Great fight. Both fighters got hurt at a certain point. So it was good stuff. Luis the Cuba Arias. He's the former unified 154-pound champion. A gold win under his belt. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the best fight of the weekend. And hands down. And Jared Hill was physically bigger than Luis Arias. But good work by Luis Cuba Arias. He's a tough guy. And that training camp really did him well. You know, he really shined. He was the luminary last night. He's the guy that had the most exciting fight. Jared Hurd, gotta go back to the drawing board. You know, but definitely a relentless performance by Luis Arias. And that, to me, is the best fight of the weekend. A lot of people will say, well, why not Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul? No. Nevertheless, Logan Paul did well. You had to survive in the boxing ring. He had a decent jab for a little bit. Even using little feints and stuff. It was good. His coach trained him well. And if you think about it, Floyd has never fought to a draw in the history of him being in the sport. So it's really big that he was able to fight to a draw, pretty much. A draw because no decision because it's exhibition. They don't really have official judging in an exhibition, but so here's what it is. But it was fun. Floyd was the aggressor. Logan did well, man. Logan did well. This is what you need in the building. You've been watching my channel. I'll catch you guys later. You can like, share, subscribe, and even donate by Western Union MoneyGram. See you guys later. Peace.